I'm going to do something a little bit different now, and that's take a look at some of the many photographs I do like to take on a Disney trip. Most of these were taken with a Lumix DMC TZ60, that's TZ for travel zoom, also known as a ZS or a ZS40 in other regions, which is a nice little pocketable compact camera that takes nice photos. And then I've also used a Lumix GX1, which is a bit more involved as a camera. It's a micro four thirds camera, and Samsung Galaxy A54 for when I just need to take a quick snap and I can't be bothered reaching into my bag. Anyway, this first one here. Now, I don't take many black and white photographs, so this is just Bonnie and Lucy making their way through Orlando International Airport, having just landed. Yeah, this is kind of like street photography, only in an airport, not on the street. So we just settled in, and this is either early in the morning or late at night, I can't remember, but it's a photograph of some of the neighbouring buildings from our resort room, and it kind of looks a bit Barbie Dreamhousey, and I did spend a while trying to straighten the edges there. That basically kicked off a kind of a series of photographs where I was just honing in on these little bits of buildings. So this is somewhere in Tomorrowland as viewed from the People Mover. I just thought it was kind of abstract, I liked the geometry. And also this one here, now this is just above the Walt the Dreamer statue. But for me this is more interesting because it's kind of abstract, you don't really know where it is at first, it looks futuristic. You know, you're kind of making up some stories in your head. So yeah, this was like the third of that series of taking just sort of snippets of buildings. I took this on the way into the seas with Nemo and friends, and I just, again, with the geometry, I liked the swoop there and the palm tree. It's not a great photograph, but it just kind of caught my eye. So slightly less abstract now. This is zoomed out a little bit, and this is just one of the buildings in Adventureland, which I thought looked kind of cool. It does make me wonder if you could get away with going to Disney World, taking a whole bunch of photographs of different buildings and spots, not really showing too much information, and seeing if you could convince your friends you'd been on a around the world trip. Here is morning in Epcot. This is just by the Moana Journey of Water attraction. But actually, what I was more interested in was the reflection. So this next photograph was taken just below there. Again, just something that caught my eye. And if you rotate it, you can see it's a reflection of the trees in the water. And the shadow is just cutting through the sheen of the surface of the water and showing you the rocks underneath. But then if you turn it upside down, it's abstract. I do like this. In fact, I like this so much. This is my desktop wallpaper. We were just chilling out in the Old Key West pool when I thought, oh, I'll get a picture of this lighthouse, and I sort of lined the shot up, and then I saw this figure in the bottom of the screen and I thought, oh, someone else walking in and ruining the shot. But then I realised it was Lucy, so it was just actually a happy bonus. And here's Bonnie having fun in the pool with a pool noodle. She really enjoyed pool noodles on this trip. This is near the pool in Old Key West. I don't actually know what these are called. I'm going to call them bike cars, and you can rent these. Another rare black and white photograph. I just like the way the light's picking out the Mickey heads there. This is just outside our room, actually. Speaking of which, here's Bonnie looking out of the room, almost wistfully, into the car park. Here's me going on a walk in golden hour, which photographers know is that sort of time just as the sun's about to set, when all the golden lights kicking around and it makes everything look magical. But I took this photograph, and initially I took one and a bald guy walked out from behind this bush on the right and sort of got in the way of the shot. I'm actually glad he did, because of that I took a second shot which came out much better. So if he hadn't have ruined the first shots, I wouldn't have got this second one where the light was actually much better. And you can see two guys there playing ping pong. And this is me up early one morning getting golden hour on the other side, because you get golden hour in the evening and the morning. And I just like the way the light on the building is picking out this lamppost. Now, I'm an unashamed fan of Dinoland USA, and I am heartbroken, unironically, that it's closing. So on this trip, we sort of spent a bit more time there, and I documented some of the things, because there's so much detail in this little area, and it's all gonna go. So this is just outside Restaurantosaurus, and I think this is around the back of Restaurantosaurus, maybe. Again, just these little details that, unless you decide to go looking for them, you might pass these. I'm gonna miss stuff like this. And here's just an unassuming seating area with some parasols and a fan but I liked the colours. There's this thing in photography where you can take a photograph of something or a photograph about something, and I would say this is a photograph of something. It's just a photograph of a hammock. Similarly with this one, it's a photograph of something, which is this sign in Hollywood Studios, but it looks kind of cool. This is one of the boats back from Wilderness Lodge, taking us to the Magic Kingdom at sunset, and I have pumped the colours up, I'm not going to lie. Bonnie and Lucy in Epcot. There are a lot of photographs on our holidays or in general of me hanging back a bit, taking a photograph and just capturing the two of them walking away, so it just looks like I'm constantly just chasing after these two, which to be fair, I am. Here's another boat ride back from the Magic Kingdom to the resort. I overheard these guys. Now, I don't normally take candid photographs of strangers like this, but there's something really cute about this. The dad with his little video camera, and he was asking his son just to tell whoever's watching what they were doing that day, and the son was just listing the things they'd done. It was just kind of a cute moment, so I wanted to capture it. Here's another building in Adventureland. This is just next to Pirates of the Caribbean. Here's Lucy, just outside the Beer Garden restaurant in Epcot in the German pavilion. When I posted this online, the ladies loved the dress, and I think the combination of the dress and the mural behind her made for a pleasing image. So here it is for your enjoyment. I don't actually know what this building is at Wilderness Lodge. Bonnie and Lucy went to explore, and I kind of stood back here and waited for this boat so that you can see in the distance passing between those two posts so I could get it at just the right time. Sometimes I will see something days in advance of actually getting the photograph, and I'll wait for the right opportunity. Now, I saw this on the first day that we arrived at Wilderness Lodge, and I thought, I want to get Bonnie and Lucy walking through there at some point. So towards the end of the trip, I finally got it. And here they are in the pool. I often frame my photographs out so you can't see many people in them. Not for privacy reasons, just because I don't like other people. I cannot tell you how annoying this image was to get, because if you've ever been on the safari at Animal Kingdom, the car barely stops for long enough for you to get your camera out and photograph anything. So photographing the animals is a nightmare. So every time I locked focus on Bonnie, the van would shake around and I would miss the shot. Finally got this one, slightly ruined by this woman behind who just insisted on looking at the camera every time I took a picture. I don't know what she's thinking. Anyway, so there's Bonnie and Lucy and this nosy lady. I probably just got this on my phone, but I liked the colour, the simple shapes. This is Bonnie and I, excited to be right at the front on Slinky Dog Dash. I said before about hanging back and having to catch Bonnie and Lucy up. I had to do some running to catch them up because I saw this anhinga, which is a bird you see in Epcot a lot, or around Florida, just stretching out its wings, reflected in the water, like the colour of the water, like the symmetry. So yeah, snapped that and then chased after my family. Again, I don't like to get too many of these street photography type photographs of people I don't know. I personally find them a little intrusive, but this guy with his hair caught in the sunlight just looked too cool not to snap. And here he's letting people into Gideon's Bakehouse. And after Gideon's Bakehouse, we were in Disney Springs. Bonnie and Lucy wanted to go into a shop, but I insisted, look, it's golden hour. We can't miss this opportunity. You go into the shop, I'm going to go and take some photographs. So I went onto a bridge, and that's where I saw this scene with the sun setting just behind these palm trees. The TZ60 or ZS40 does come with a 30 times optical zoom, I believe, so this is me trying that out. This squirrel was a dot in frame, and I zoomed right in to find it staring right at me. I call this one Second Chance because we were going to the Magic Kingdom one morning and we saw a monorail. It was an orange monorail, so gutted not to get it this time. And I thought, oh, when am I going to get a shot like that again? Sure enough, about 3 days later, we went on the same route and I could see in the distance the monorail coming past, and I thought, right, I'm going to get it. This is one of the little green lizards you see everywhere in Florida, an anole lizard. This is just on the balcony at Wilderness Lodge outside our room, and I noticed it was doing this little ritual of doing almost like press-ups before then extending the dewlap, that red flap there, in kind of like a mating ritual. So I was there for a good few minutes while he kept doing this little routine of doing his push-ups, then extending his flap, until I finally got this shot.
Well, thanks for watching. Do hope that wasn't too nerdy for you.